Right?
This is Pop's Echo Episode 2, and yes, we are going to go episode by episode because I am not letting Disney off the hook by trying to do a season dump and get away with it not being in our conversation for weeks upon weeks because this show, they know it's terrible. I don't know what they originally filmed because there's so many choppy elements and things that feel like they're missing, things that are very incomplete and jump around, and I'm only 2 episodes in. I know other people are doing whole season videos and things like that. It will definitely be a conversation right after it's dropped. But for me, I wanted to not not submit myself to what everyone else is saying. Just kind of jump right to it. Um, I was really disappointed with episode one, not because it sucked, because I expected it to suck, because they just are deviating further and further away from the comic book stuff, which is not a surprise, but it's like this one is one of those where the original material was faithful for a strong female and for Native Americans. Like David Mack created a character that checked those boxes in a very earnest way. She has a very easy to manage skill set of basically being a knockoff Taskmaster. This ability to very accurately watch and mimic. She learns to fight by watching like every great boxer on television, and there's panels in the comic book where she says this. Okay, we're going to do this. This is Mayweather. We're going to do this, which is So it was like all of that was really well explained. Now, 2 episodes in, they even change what we've already seen before. Like it's not even the stuff that happened in the Kate Bishop show. It's new stuff too. So, but we get a mature warning because we'll come back to that for sure because here's our horrific Daredevil sequence that is here. We'll turn the sound off. This scene, which is brutal. This is our flashback to what previously happened, and just some of the stupidity that plays out in the setup before you get to quote Marvel Spotlight, which is presumably supposed to be more dangerous. Now, in episode one, there's a lot of stuff that's not really explained exactly, but basically it seems as though they're going with like these were actually aliens, are the precursors to Native Americans, and they have sort of like this magical power. And we're going to see this manifest because it's only the ladies, as far as we can tell, have this power. But we're going to have a lacrosse match between two tribes, the blue and the red tribe. Here's our female girl boss on the red tribe. Um, every episode is named after, I assume, the female girl boss from that era. This is Lowak, and they're just kicking butt and taking names until they start rolling out this guy, and this guy is massively cut and ripped, and he's got the crowd. Look at this. Look. This is like YMCA JV squad. Like this dude is like. I mean, I'm feeling better about myself seeing this guy is actually on TV. Yeah, this is their squad, and this is the team that they're up against. We'll get a good shot of him here in a second. Um, these guys they're all buff, they're all ripped, they're these massive human specimens. Watch him run out, watch him walk out. Look at these guys walking up there, and they look over. And this is what you get. You get the Rock rolling out there. Look at this guy. So they have this sort of like fake lacrosse thing. They're getting their butts handed to them now as they're going, systematically right over the red team with this weird rugby lacrosse Indian game that they're playing. So it comes right down to like a 9-9 thing where they're tied. And then suddenly our main character has this sort of like weird flashback to the inheritance. So this is the flashback to episode one where the alien comes out of its mud bath and they shed their skin and then they're human and then they're basically humans that have clothes and Native American markings for no reason. We don't have any explanation how any of that works, but that's what happens. So her hands glow. So this is the I guess the alien manifestation in her heritage. Like, so this is something that is, I guess, alien, something supernatural. It makes her able to do something that's just absolutely ludicrous, where she just kind of like grabs it and then just leaps. But it's off camera, so we don't really know. Like, she just leaps. So we're just assuming that she's jumping 8, 10 feet in the air, 10, 15 feet across, rolls. And it's just, what is happening? Why am I watching this? And this is yeah, this is the guy. He got beat, and you get what you would expect, because in addition to that shot, I think we end with it right, because we end up with it. Everyone's carrying on. Everyone's happy. War cries. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. She gets the Marvel girl boss smirk. Yeah. Look at me. I'm so good. I'm so amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it's so brutally bad. It's so hard to watch this show. But I watch it so you don't have to, folks. This is all credits. Um, I don't. I want to see this. What's it? Four rolls of duct tape. 9-bolt batteries, small lanterns, a drill, a sledgehammer. So she's making a list to go shopping. Um, this is her face. This is her. This is one of her resting face. She only has like really two faces. One face that she's, and this is he's referred to as a cousin. His character is Biscuit. So he's the typical out of shape loser white guy who is like submissive and toting over her and doting. And I don't think it's done in like an affectionate way. It's just like he's not even a beta. I mean, he's so far down the list, it's absurd. So she basically says, we're going to go to the hardware store, you're going to get all this stuff from me, you're going to take grandma's truck. And she goes to this pawn shop, and this was possibly one of the cringiest. I actually just couldn't believe this was happening. So this guy's actually a decent actor, and they have him playing like this Indian shop owner selling stuff to the whites, and he's literally like doing this fake chant of buy this stupid thing or buy this stupid thing, and they're like, no, here we go, yeah, watch this here, yeah, 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 buy my damn thing. It's like supposed to be funny. His hat's on sideways. It's just also dumb. Then Lip Biscuit comes in. He grabs a couple things, and then we're gonna jump ahead a little bit to the other relative. And I mean, I know we talked about um, Star Wars body positivity. I mean, I'm sure she's a nice enough lady. I don't know what they're going for with the show. I don't know who they're representing. They have some of the most unattractive and off-putting characters. I don't remember any of this in the comic book. I could be completely wrong. Um, it's just nonsensical talk stuff. This is about, oh, she's in town. How come I haven't seen her? Skating rink stuff with this guy. Now this is her uncle, I guess, Uncle Henry, I think, and he's actually the only character that is actually, I want to say, dynamic or interesting. Like, he actually has to show emotion. Now, it's bogged down with the massive amounts of sign language, and how he's supposed to try to sign and talk and keep up with subtitles. And it's very clunky, and it still doesn't work. But he's actually the only character. Well, I don't hate the other grandpa character too much. He just doesn't really matter. All right, so this is Limp Biscuit and her, and she basically hands him like a phone and says, "You're just going to follow me and track me." And then, yeah, exactly what you can see is exactly all you can see. Is next to nothing. So it's basically a train sequence where she's using the stuff that she talked about, and she is going to jump on this train and dodge the guys and drill a hole. Um, there was like one really cringy, bad sort of like I thought of like the A Team bad, like, drill a hole, and then like the little camera goes through the hole, and then the camera itself just moves. I'm like, how did you get it to do that? Like, why is that a thing? Anyway, this is the only sort of like action or sort of anything that actually happens in this episode, is her getting on board this train. Um, And then there is, of course, a moment where she has her foot stuck. She's misjudged something and her foot is stuck. So she summons the gold, round, spirally things to get her leg free. Okay? And then we have what is probably the dumbest scene since like Black Widow. She's on top of the truck and she is going to jump off. Oh, we gotta go back. Yeah, that was the shot right there. So this is the shot. So she literally is jumping off the train and onto the truck, splatters off of the truck, and so it looks like she just falls off the truck, but she's of course just hanging on the back. And you're like, okay, hold on, how on earth is she even alive? It's Black Widow all over again. It's literally like death defying. Don't think about the fact that she's human. She's got glowing hands now. Like I really wish that I was making up the absurdity of the show or the stupidity of the concepts because it makes people not even want to read the comic books. Like Echo has a couple issues when she's introduced and they get back to Bendis. Bendis is doing his story and then they stop that story and they do some more and they make it a little more cringy, uh, a little more woke, to be honest. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It's actually a fine character introduction and a character development. And all of this is just like, I feel like it's just random crap on the whiteboards and nobody communicated on what the rules would be. So now she's almost like a super soldier who can jump from a train. She obviously has some sort of alien thing. Um, it's just, I don't know. It's just. Oh God, it's so terrible. I'm sorry. I know I'm not on camera, but I'm just face palm, even trying to get through this. Anyway, so this all plays out so that she has this little bomb that goes off. That's what this was all about. The train has a bomb. It goes off, and this is what she was implanted. Now we didn't see this. We just see what has happened after the fact, right? So this happens. There's an explosion, and then it's just blown up. I don't know how she would know exactly who she would be targeting. I'm assuming somehow she knew where it was going, who would open it, and who would get killed. The uncle gets called. He's somehow involved. And this is like his staff who he's reassuring, well, none of this will be traced back to him. And this is the grandpa who I guess wears his hat cockeyed like that all the time because that's what grandpas do. And here she's got her deadpan diva face on for this sequence too, as they talk about giving me a new leg. There's a brief conversation about her ancestors. We're wasting more time. We're, blah blah blah. He just keeps going. They sign, and you cut back to town, and you have this sort of like awkward grandma versus fat lady like tension. Like, oh, blah blah blah. And you're like, okay, I don't care. And then of course Limp Bizkit drives by with the truck all beat up, and he's in trouble. And there's like this again, again, just to continue to demean him. They now want to tie it to video game. He's a video gamer because he's like, I got this PlayStation 4 to sell, and I need 125 bucks, man. And it's like this gag. And the only thing that, I mean, obviously it's some sort of Marvel humor, but it's not as cringy as most Marvel humor. And then this person who we briefly saw in episode one, badly playing JV basketball as an adult with the other firefighters. Her name is Bonnie. She's a childhood friend of Maya Echo, and somehow there's some sort of tension between them on why they don't keep in touch or whatever. And it's made into a plot device that she should go see Bonnie, but she doesn't. And of course, Limp Bizkit messes up and mentions Maya by name, and Maya is here in her triumphant, just standing out over the world thing. And she actually gets a text from Bonnie, so I don't quite understand why they're not in communication because it seems like they've been texting. But this is just Henry and her, and she's just having girl boss face. As you can tell, it doesn't change a lot. And this is another one of these queen references where now she's thinking of herself as the new kingpin. That's her. This is her thing. She's just self-inserting herself into that organization. She's going to decide um, who dies and when the war starts and when it begins. All she's just so arrogant. It's like, again, she's not just a villain. She's a bad villain. She's a dumb villain. She has no concept of what she's doing or how it could impact people, and she could care absolutely less um, in this episode. Flashback. I think that's it. I think that's the last, little shot. That's what we get. Little bit of that kind of stuff. That's pretty much all we get. So yeah, okay. Flashback to Bonnie. There's a swing set. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's pretty much it. So, uh, is it as bad as I thought it would be? Yeah, it really, really is. And kind of worse because I just thought we were going to get comic book Native American girl boss stuff, and I still don't understand the mute thing. It's still not explained. I don't understand why she's mute. Like, it's if she was born deaf and mute, maybe that needs to, I don't know, kind of be brought up. And then she does make some noises from time to time, at least grunting. I don't understand why she can't read lips. The pacing and editing in this show is absolutely like She-Hulk bad. It is atrociously bad. So anyway, hopefully you're watching on 1.5 to 2 speed. So this only took about 7 or 8 minutes. Even watching my version of it. So take care, everybody. I will definitely crank out another episode here very, very soon. Thanks for watching. I am Pops.